Hey everyone, so I'm replacing my boat speakers here on the Yamaha SX192 19-foot jet boat. The problem I'm running into is I've ordered some new speakers that seem like they're in the right speaker size category for the boat, but they're slightly too big to fit in the hole here. This is the new speaker here. It's a Boss Audio. I'll look up the model number and add it later. Has the LED light ring around there, which is pretty cool. Anyway, you can see the boat had these Polk speakers in there. They're kind of deteriorated here, and I decided I should replace them. It's starting to rust and everything around the edge there. So anyway, I undid the screws here and pulled the unit out and went to put in this new speaker, this Boss Audio speaker, and you can see the hole right there doesn't quite accommodate the new speaker. There's, it's close, but you can't really force that in there. It's about, I'd say about between 1/4 and 1/2 inch too small. So the question, of course, is, what do you do at that point? I decided that I'd go ahead and enlarge the hole. I went ahead and already did it on this one here. You can kind of see where I've cut that with my rotary tool. I'll show you what that looks like, what tool I'm using here. This is my rigid Job Max. It's a Home Depot supplied tool. Well, I bought it at Home Depot. It's the Job Max. You can change out the heads on there, so I've got the rotary attachment on there. And then I'm using this, I believe it's called a RotoZip bit. It fits that 1/8 inch collet on the end of my rotary tool. And we have different ones. Usually people seem to use it for drywall. This one said it was, I think, multi-purpose. It seems to work on the fiberglass, although the blade doesn't say sharp too long. So I went ahead and put the blade in there, or whatever you call that bit that is for cutting multi-purpose materials, and put it in my rotary tool here, and that's what I've been using to cut the hole. A couple things to note here. This produces a lot of dust, so you can see I've got my shop vac attachment here. I run the shop vac while I'm cutting with it because it seems to kick up so much dust. And I'm also wearing a mask. I just pulled it down so I could talk, but I'll put that back up before I begin cutting because definitely seems to kick up a lot of dust, and it's got kind of a funny smell to it. You probably don't want it in your lungs. And I also have on a pair of sunglasses here, keep the dust particles out of my eyes. So let me go ahead and show you how it works. I'll pause this recording. I'm going to put my template up there. Well, let me go ahead and show you the template. So the speaker came with a template, which I cut out here. It's, trying to remember, it's 5.5 inches in diameter. But regardless, cut that out, and then I've just been using electrical tape. So I taped that up to the hole on there with the electrical tape, and then I just go around with a Sharpie and put some dots or some dashes or whatever where I want to make my new cut. So I'll go ahead and put that up in this. It's now taped on there, and I'm just going to take my Sharpie here, trusty Sharpie marker, and just start putting some dots to indicate the edge. See, I went around there with my Sharpie and marked the edge there. Pull this off, and you want to try and keep the wires from falling back inside the hull. Sometimes I disconnect them from a speaker and tape them with electrical tape. Sometimes I just leave the speaker connected to kind of hold it in place. But yeah, you can see how I need to enlarge that opening there. And make sure you check there's nothing behind there before you do this. So I'm just feeling around in there with my fingers, make sure I don't feel any water lines, battery lines, power, whatever. So yeah, it seems pretty wide open back there. And let's resume. Okay. Break here in the cutting to show you how it's going. You can see I'm maybe a third to halfway done there. Cutting around there, enlarging it. You can see this fiberglass piece here. Just cut that out with that rotary tool. Okay, we finished up our cutting process here. We just continued around that hole with our rotary tool using that same bit. You will notice that bit, what Roto is a multi-purpose bit, it becomes less sharp over time, so you either need to change the bit, or the other thing you can do if you have the room is you can adjust what part of the bit you're using. So go further down the bit to cut as the top part wears out. That seemed to work for me. Get a little more life out of that drill bit. You can see the holes cut out. It's not perfect. There's some little bit of ridges there, but I did as best as I could, and shouldn't matter once we put our speaker in, as the collar around the edge kind of covers up imperfections. So let's test the fit here now that we've got our cutout. Okay. That looks pretty good. Remember before there was a big gap behind it. Now it fits in there nicely. I'll have to put some screws in there. That'll be our last step here before we finish wiring. I'll have to use my template or whatever and mark some screw holes, put those in there, drill the holes, then mount it in those holes. But at least our whole our cutout is now properly sized to fit this speaker. So the last step is just hooking up these connectors. With mine, the positive terminal, the connector on there already fit. Negative terminal, not so much. So it was a slightly smaller thing, so I just cut it off. Cut this this type of connector here. I don't know what they call it. Let's see what they call these. They are AMP female disconnects, it looks like. So this is the one that was on there, and it was a little small for the new speaker. So I picked up some new ones at Home Depot. Stripped the wire, put it on the end there, and then just used my crimping tool to crimp that down on there. And basically just take your crimpers and use the crimping section of the tool. Let's see, somewhere down there, and you put it in the crimper, push down on it until it's nice and snug, and then you can check just by kind of pulling on there, make sure it doesn't seem loose or anything. Okay, now at that point that new connector fits snug right on there. If you want to be extra secure, you put a little electrical tape on there just to make sure it doesn't fall off, but these look like they're pretty good.